Hello everyone and welcome to RadioCSIRT, your daily cybersecurity briefing. I'm Mark Frederick Gomez. Today is Tuesday, October 28th, 2025. Let's take a look at the key stories of the day. We begin with Apache Tomcat, which faces several critical vulnerabilities that could lead to remote code execution and denial of service. Then we move to Kali Linux, releasing version 2025.3 with 10 new tools and major wireless improvements. Next, we turn to WordPress, where the CVE 2025-4665 affects the Contact Form CFDB7 plugin, exposing websites to SQL injection and insecure deserialization. Later, a spotlight on AISURU, a botnet behind record-breaking DDoS attacks reaching 20 terabits per second. We'll also cover a new phishing technique using invisible characters to slip past spam filters. On the global stage, the United States declines to sign the United Nations Cybercrime Treaty. And finally, the CISA adds two critical Dassault systems, Delmia Aprizo vulnerabilities to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog. All sources used for this briefing are available on RadioCSIRT.org and in the episode description. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to RadioCSIRT on your favorite podcast platform. Apache Tomcat. The French National Computer Emergency Response Team reports multiple vulnerabilities, including CVE 2025-55752, 55754, and 61795. These flaws allow remote code execution, denial of service, and security policy bypass. Affected versions include Tomcat 9.0 before 90110, Tomcat 10.1 before 10147, and Tomcat 11.0 before 11012. Apache released the patches on October 6th and 7th. The fixed versions are 90110, 10147, and 11012 Kali Linux 2025.3. The new quarterly release introduces 10 security tools, stronger wireless support, and a modernized infrastructure. Among the new packages are Kaido and Kaido Clay for web audits, Detected Easy for file analysis, Gemini Chili and LLM tools, MAP for automated reconnaissance, Kerberos for Kerberos attacks, Ligalo MP for network pivoting, Patch Leaks for detecting security patches, MCP Kali server for agent configuration, and the Viva Wi-Fi DKMS for virtual Wi-Fi networks. Wireless support improves significantly. The project reintegrates Nexmon for Broadcom and Cypress chipsets, enabling monitor mode and packet injection on Raspberry Pi devices, including the Pi 5. The XFCE VPN IP plugin is enhanced, and the legacy ARMEL architecture is no longer maintained. Virtual machine images now use Packer version 2 and updated Vagrant workflows, improving Hyper-V and VirtualBox deployments. Kali Linux 2025.3 runs on the Linux kernel 6.12 and remains aligned with Debian testing Trixie. This version strengthens hardware compatibility, automation, and lab deployment. WordPress CVE 2025-4665. A critical flaw affects the Contact Form CFDB7 plugin. Versions up to 1.32 allow unauthenticated SQL injection, leading to insecure deserialization and arbitrary PHP object injection. The problem comes from insufficient validation of user input in plugin endpoints. The issue is remotely exploitable without authentication, but requires crafted interaction with the vulnerable API. The CVSS score is 9.6, rated critical. The vulnerability was disclosed by Mandiant on October 29th and fixed in version 1.33. AISURU botnet. Security Affairs reports that AISURU is behind massive DDoS attacks, peaking above 20 terabits per second. Built on the Mirai framework, the botnet launched large-scale assaults in October 2025, mainly targeting the online gaming sector, according to Netscout. AISURU uses residential proxies to amplify HTTPS traffic. Its nodes include consumer routers, IP cameras, DVRS, and other vulnerable IoT devices. Floods of UDP, TCP, and GRE packets, randomized in size and port, have caused hardware failures on provider routers and layer 3 switches. AISURU operates as a DDoS-for-hire service, avoiding government and military targets. Some broadband providers reported disruptions exceeding 1.5 terabits per second from infected clients. The botnet also supports credential stuffing, AI-driven web scraping, spam, and phishing. Phishing. Cyberpress highlights a new tactic using invisible Unicode characters in email subject lines. Attackers insert soft hyphens, Unicode U plus 00AD, between letters following MIME encoding rules from RFC 2047. These invisible characters remain hidden in clients like Microsoft Outlook, but break keyword detection. A sample message encoded the subject. Your password is about to expire with soft hyphens inserted between each character. The format used: equals question mark charset question mark encoding question mark encoded text question mark equals allows non-ASCII characters in headers. Microsoft Threat Intelligence documented invisible Unicode characters in message bodies as early as 2021, but this technique in subject lines remains rare. The phishing message redirects victims to a credential harvesting page hosted on a compromised domain. United Nations Cybercrime Treaty. The United States has declined to sign the new UN Cybercrime Convention. Over 70 countries signed the treaty in Hanoi, including the United Kingdom, the European Union, China, Russia, Brazil, and Nigeria. The U.S. State Department confirmed that it continues to review the agreement. Adopted by the UN General Assembly in December 2024, the treaty will take effect 90 days after ratification by the 40th signatory. It establishes mechanisms for international cooperation and the exchange of electronic evidence. Secretary General Antonio Guterres estimates the global cost of cybercrime at $10.5 trillion per year. While the treaty creates a legal framework for prosecution of serious offenses, critics warn that it could enable broad surveillance and limit cybersecurity research. Human rights groups fear it might be used by authoritarian governments to target dissidents and journalists. And that concludes today's briefing. I hope it brought you clear, accurate information. You can share your feedback by email at RadioCSIRT@gmail.com. We'll be back tomorrow with another update. Until then, we don't think, we patch. See you tomorrow.